Hello everybody, welcome back to the Nerdly Adventures. My name is Elijah, and today we have a very special edition, Buckee's edition. So I can already hear you guys asking, Elijah, why are you wearing a Buckee's onesie with a bow tie on? Well, one, because I have to wear a bow tie, because it's the Nerdly Adventures, and that's my thing. But also because today's episode is brought to you by Buckee's. You see, I was on my recent expedition to America's favorite gas station, Buckee's, and lo and behold, I have to stop at a Target outside of Lexington, Kentucky. And I'm walking to the action figure section. I'm like, I'm not gonna find anything. I'm not gonna get lucky. And there's a single figure staring at me in the collector's spot. The Platinum Edition Geoforce, which I have been hunting for forever. I never thought I was gonna get him. He looks so clean, so awesome sauce. And I was like, I mean, it's fate, it's destiny. And then, of course, I go to Buckee's and I see this drippy little Buckee's onesie, and I was like, well, I have to get it. And so that is why today's review is going to be brought to you by Buckee's. So let's get into cracking this figure open and seeing how he really is. So like I said in the intro, this is one that I've been looking for forever. I couldn't even find a standard edition. I just did not get lucky. But he looks so cool. The other thing that McFarlane's been doing recently, especially with collector's edition figures, is they've been making the Platinum the one that people want. They did that with Mr. Terrific, where they made his standard comic book appearance be the Platinum instead of the in the New 52 is the standard. I'm like, why are you doing this? The other cool thing that I also like that they've been doing is they've given you different facial expressions. So this is the one he comes out of the box with, right? That very aggressive face. Well, the cool thing is the face plates. So they started this with, I think the first technical one they did was Lightning Lad, which is a figure that I got, and I was kind of mixed on how I felt about it. I didn't really care for it too much, but it was a nice figure. It was kind of weird. Now his faceplate doesn't want to come off because he has that hair right there. So I feel like that's going to be a problem trying to get the faceplate off. But once you do get it off, you can see that's just like Mr. Terrific, where he has a weird thing for when he has an open mouth. But it gives you, the grinning face, and then also just the kind of grimace. I personally am going to go for just the slight grimace, but his hair does kind of overlap on it, which, is a pain to put it on, but it really gives it that 3D, the depth that you would want on a figure. Now, here's the real question is, how do I actually get him to get that faceplate back on? Because that is... Oh, I guess I can move. I guess the hair moves a little bit. It's going to be in the last video where I couldn't get the Earth 2 Batman to just work for me. That's exactly what this is like. And I'm telling you what, as soon as I get this faceplate on, it is not coming off, because this is way too difficult. And see, this is the same issue I had with Lightning Lad, is where the faceplate just doesn't want to go back on. Because you have that hair that overlaps on it. That makes it, you have to, get it in the crevice, and then you have to, press down on it, and, if you don't get it in just the right way, then it just won't go. I like the ideas of faceplates. I really do. I think it works, especially for, this size of figure, since the faces are arguably a little bit larger than a 6-inch figure from Hasbro. But okay, I need to pause this and figure out how to put this thing on. But this is why I have an issue with faceplates, because of something like this, because you can't get them on. So figured out what the problem was. The problem is mine already broke. You can see there's that little bit right there, the little top part there is kind of broken off already. So that's a little bit annoying. But it's okay. So I gave him just the grinning face because I think it looks a lot better than his white eyes screaming expression. The other cool thing is they give him pink cloud effects, which I don't. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know Geoforce that well, but I didn't think pink was quite his color of his hand effects or whatever powers. I'll take it. The other thing that I think is a little bit annoying is he doesn't come with different hands. So he has the one hand is his, I would call it the standard hand of just hand out, and the other one's fist, which I think works. But I think it would have been nice to have some alternate hands. But the cool thing is you can still, each hand has a specific blast for it, so they do both work. And the blasts look really nice, right? Because it is it's a lot of focus right around the hands, and then it's a thin one, which works out good. I will say, the paint job on mine is really, really bad. Like, you can't quite see it, but like up close, I mean, you can kind of see a little bit of the green underneath the yellow. I just wish that was like molded differently. In terms of like the figure itself, like the molding, I think the gauntlets work. I think the belt looks great. He uses a pretty good buck for the character, you know, not too big, not too small. I like the like alternate yellows, and I also like that there is a version of him, because like, you know, Geoforce is far from a well-known comic book character. You know, he's what many would consider to be like a C tier, I would say, maybe more like a D tier, depending on who you ask, you know, what kind of a comic book fan they are. Really only known for the Outsiders, and I think that's what they have it labeled. Yeah, he is labeled as the Outsiders, so I guess I'm going to have to start an Outsiders display. I wasn't ever planning on that. Lord knows I have enough Batmans to put one with them. But, you know, the only other Outsider that they made was Black Lightning. That was like part of like the original, like kind of well-known roster. I think I would assume they're going to make a Metamorpho soon enough to go with like the Superman movie. But regardless, I mean, he's such a great figure. Like, I was really happy to get him. Still am happy to have him. You know, the poses are just really cool with these power blasts. It almost looks like a lantern construct, where it's like a lot of like energy behind it. And I was so excited to get this. I still am so excited to get this. I'm like, man, this is cray. I didn't ever expect to have this figure. I thought I was gonna have to pay absorbent prices on eBay. His posing looks so great. I really like the hair. It really reminds me of like the Kid Flash that they did, but this is like, I mean, it's like a slightly nicer, because it has a lot more like, I guess you can call it, depth to it. Like the Kid Flash was just very basic, smoothed over one. But let's get into closing remarks and just how awesome this is. So overall, I mean, albeit it's a standard McFarlane figure, but it's just great to see. I gave him back his screaming face because I think it also works. Just in case you didn't know what the standard, that's kind of what he's based off of, which is so stupid because it's based off of like the 2008 redesign when they had like the new Justice League of America, like Identity Crisis, that era, Tornado's Path. And I wish that was the platinum instead of like the standard. Like, this is like the Geoforce that like most people would know. But I am glad that also like both versions are in the actual comics, not like one of those weird like McFarlane made up their own ones. Also today they revealed the final one, which was the Guy Gardner figure, and I was just so excited for that. So that means the next 3 collector's editions have been revealed, that being Power Girl, Captain Cold, and Guy Gardner. Really excited for all of them. I talked about this a lot in the last video, but like they're like all confirmed now. So this McFarlane Toys have been pumping out some good ones. I'm still going to say Mr. Terrific is my favorite, but I'm not going to lie. Guy Gardner is probably going to be the next one. And it's really interesting because he does have the detachable hair. So I'm excited to see how that works with, like, for instance, how, like, he and Lightning Lad both had the issues with their faceplates getting in, like, their hair getting in the way of the faceplates. So I'm excited to see how McFarlane does that with Guy Gardner and, like, changing out 2 aspects of it. But overall, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.